sing, I should step back a little bit.
Well, you have a good voice, like.
Yeah, I want to be a soloist.
I sing. I should just do that.
Class attendance on Thursday.
Like 6.
Oh, it looked like maybe 7 or 8 the first time.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. Thanks, Barb.
Think so? I know those people. That's good, I guess. Maybe they're now the dangling particles friends or somebody else's friends. I don't know. Uh-oh. Got to rely on memory now. We can't see him anyway. Oh my gosh. Got caught in your scarf.
That's not stuff you need right now, though. No. Okay, that's good. Okay. Hello, welcome everyone. Good to see everybody this cooler Sunday, right? A little cooler. And thanks for being here, and thanks also for those watching online, virtually. And if you're new, are you guys newer? A couple of new faces, welcome, special welcome. And Kelsey, that's her second time, so that's extra special. And at the fellowship, we recognize that all encounters are holy, and we know that our time together is by divine appointment. So we are just so grateful that we have this time together. And we're going to open our service today by singing our wonderful song by our beloved Corey Williams called The Prayer of the Child of Love. And it's right on the front of your songbook. So please stand if you're able.
Father God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, source of love, you flow through me, your loving child, eternally, everywhere, let love be there, amen. Everywhere, this my prayer again. Father, Mother God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, you flow through me, your loving child, eternally.
So pretty. Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh, thank you, thank you. And before we do our opening meditation, I'd just like you to draw your attention to your packet. And in your packet, if you're new and if you'd like to just maybe put your name and your contact information so we could add you to our list where we send out announcements. So if you would love to have you join that list. And also on the very back of that card is our prayer request. So if you just want to take a moment or two and just write down anyone that you would like us to be just sending extra prayers later in the service. We'll have a special time devoted to that too. And you can just pass that, put that in the basket when John comes around later. And now I'll just invite you to just close your eyes or gaze downward. Find a nice, comfortable position. Nice, open, receptive position. Just taking a moment, just pressing those feet into the ground and just feeling that support below you. And feel the support on your chair, sitting up. And that nice open posture, nice tall spine, not rigid. And here, let's just take some slow, deep breaths in and out. Just helping us to become more present and just arrive more fully right here in this space. And letting go of any stress or hurriedness of the day. Let's just set it aside and truly recognize this time is sacred. And we get to share this special messages and connection just by being here, and as also virtually, you'll get that as well. We're just taking a few breaths, just dropping in to the love at the center of us. And just noticing that nice, slow, deep breath in and out. Maybe thinking of your heart space. And knowing that we are all connected in this web of love. All of our hearts connect. And continuing that slow, deep breath in and out. Maybe just being aware of that rhythm of the breath. A gentle rise and fall of your belly or chest. this beautiful dance, our breath. And here in this reflective state, I'm going to read a prayer from the Course in Miracles, section 5, review 5, from the workbook. Steady our feet, our Father, our Mother. Let our doubts be quiet, and our holy minds be still and speak to us. We have no words to give to you. We would but listen to your word and make it ours. Lead our practicing as does a father, a mother, lead a little child along a way they do not understand. Yet do they know that he is there? He is, and she is safe because their Father leads the way. So do we bring our practicing to you. And if we stumble, you will raise us up. If we forget the way, we count upon your sure remembering. We wander off, but you will not forget to call us back. Quicken our footsteps now, that we may walk more certainly and quickly unto you. Just taking another deeper breath in and out. And slowly come back into our space here. And I would love for you to give our wonderful dangling participles a big applause.
Before I begin, I'd like to say two things about this. Number one, we perform a lot, and it's usually so tense and busy getting set up. I wish we had a meditation like that every time we were able to play. It's so fun. Thank you. The message this morning, or this afternoon, I told was self-worth, and the song that I'm going to play is one that I wrote recently. It's a song I wrote as a parent. Reflecting on raising children and trying to encourage positive self-worth in our children, especially in this time where children grow up with social media and things like that. It's not always easy. This is called fledgling. Sometimes it's hard to know, oh child of mine, as you leave this nest to test the skies, how best to let you go, how to help you shine, when I can see beneath the pain that you disguise. In the mirror, what do you see? Is it beauty? Is it the beast you gotta hold together? You gotta hold your head high. Don't let them ruffle your feathers. Trust your wings take flight. there's parts I'll never know, no matter how I try. A generation separates our two lives, and as I've watched you grow, but it makes me want to cry. The pressure you feel to look just right, filtered, sponsored, is anything real? Insta, Snap and TikTok, your sex appeal, you gotta hold together. You gotta hold your head high. Don't let them ruffle your feathers. Trust your wings, take flight. Fledgling fly, find a flock to call your own. 'Cause birds of a feather flock together once they've grown. You gotta hold together. You gotta hold your head high. Don't let them ruffle your feathers. Trust your wings, take flight. You gotta hold together. You gotta hold your head high. Don't let them ruffle your feathers. Trust your wings, take flight.
One more time. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And then we get to stand for a fellowship song, if you're able, and it is on page 48, When I Am Healed. And then remain standing after the song for our namaste greeting or greeting in whichever way you feel most comfortable.
Share my healing with the world.
speakers.
Another fantastic offering. The one in Lansing. Saturday night,
Can't leave this, can I?
That's always such a fun time. One of the best times, for sure. And now I get to introduce our speaker today, which is our spiritual director here at the fellowship, Reverend Mary Sabaj. And she is just all over, just a wonderful leader, mentor, teacher, you name it. So grateful for our dear Reverend Mary Sabaj.
Hello, everybody. Always good to see smiles from this direction. Well, I told him that my talk was about self-worth, and I really should be more about self-worth. Because as I look back over our talks this month, it was pretty obvious that we had developed a theme around self-worth. Bill gave us a really wonderful talk about how to love ourselves. Jamie Lula, a guest speaker who, just came and was, on his own to come up with his talk topic, spoke to us about disrupting our destructive narratives. And last week, Winna Lee, on Father's Day, talked about her father, who from her message demonstrated parenting that nurtured self-worth to all of his daughters. And I was thinking, well, if this is going to be our best year ever, 2024 best year ever, we're almost 6 months in. This is such an important topic to help us create a best year ever this year and into the future. How we feel about ourselves and colors how we interact with each other and how we lead our lives. So it's really, really important. So I began to receive these wonderful things from all over, readings and videos and all kinds of things. And I believe that Bill gave us a few statistics, but I saw that 85% of adults and children struggle with low self-worth and low self-esteem. 85%. So many of the physical and mental and emotional challenges we experience come down to our feelings of not being enough. It leads to anxiety and depression. And as I just said, it really informs how we interact with each other, how we feel about each other. And we can develop this deep sense that something is wrong with us and that we're different, not in a good way, and we feel like we don't belong. And then we start searching, because if we could just find that person, that one person who will love us unconditionally as we are, then everything would be great. I found a psychologist who makes this really wonderful distinction between self-esteem and self-worth. And I thought it was really, really worth sharing with you. She believes that self-esteem is conditional, totally conditional. It's conditional upon our abilities, our accomplishments, our possessions, and most of all, the opinions of others. It's all about external feedback. Self-worth, on the other hand, now's when you smile. Self-worth, on the other hand, is absolutely unconditional. We are valuable, and we can't do anything to mess that up. We can't do anything about that. We can't have more or less, we just are valuable. And so it's up to us then to embrace all of ourselves. We deserve to be alive and to take up space on this planet. If we didn't, we wouldn't be here. It's based solely on the fact that we exist. We are here and worthy and valuable to ourselves and to the collective. And, that's something that we teach at the fellowship a lot, that, we're not just here for us. Thus the song, when we are healed, we're not healed alone. We take others with us. So much of what we believe about ourselves and our self-talk that follows us through our lifetime is established in early childhood. Through our relationship with the primary caregiver that we connected with, that we as babies, new babies, felt, because that's probably all we could do at that point, is feel the connection and feel that we would be taken care of, feeling safety and security, with our survival depending on it. Like, absolutely our survival. Now think about that for a moment. We've been taking care of ourselves for such a long time that it's hard to even imagine that incredibly vulnerable place of being a newborn baby, coming into this unfamiliar place and needing to depend completely on someone for our survival. Moving from one place to another, food, cleanliness, and most of all, for love. An early study that was done with baby monkeys, and I'm so sorry for the baby monkeys, but this is what happened. They took them away from their mothers, and they put them in a cage with a warm cloth, and then a wire monkey that would distribute milk. The study was probably over 50 years old. And the result of the experiment was that the baby monkeys chose the warm soft cloth every time. That's where they found their comfort. And they would reach out to the wire monkey that was distributing milk only when they were hungry. So this is, quite an interesting thing to think that our self-worth and our belonging depends so deeply on these early childhood connections and attachments. So I thought, I'm going to do a little research into parenting, historical parenting practices, because I know that I certainly made mistakes, missed the mark with some of my parenting. My mother did, her parents did, and back and back and back. This is what I found. In the 18th century, parents were encouraged to withhold love and affection. Encouraged. The goal, and this is just appalling, the goal was to break the child while they were so young that they couldn't remember it. I'm not sure that that's even possible, but that was the goal. And they did this with isolation, name-calling, ridicule, humiliation, and literally beating the devil out of the child who was having a temper tantrum. Now, I'm not saying that every parent bought into this kind of parenting, but if we all know that if it's a cultural norm, it finds its way into our homes and into our families and into our the way we behave and the way we learn, and to varying degrees probably. And these were well-intentioned parents. They thought this was the best way to raise their children. They thought they were toughening them up to face the world. In the 19th century, the focus was on strict authoritarianism and obedience. Children were seen and not heard. Some of us have probably heard that. And in the 20th century, early 20th century, even our institutions were promoting this kind of dealings with children. I remember actually, I know I told you I had asthma, very, very bad case of asthma when I was young, and I was in the hospital a lot. And it made me think back on this situation. I was young, really young, I'm not sure how old, but they would put me in a private room with a big oxygen tent over me, and my mother wasn't allowed to come in the room. Now, I also learned that hospital policies throughout Europe and the United States during those times didn't allow parents to visit, but maybe once a week for an hour. So the children were completely separated from, their caregivers, their comfort and security. And I remember my mother coming and standing in the door because she wasn't able to come in. And I would just cry. I wanted to, can I sit on your lap, I would say, and, oh gosh, okay. And I remember one day she had this white or black knit suit on. And the nurse said to me, now, you can't sit on your mother's lap because you'll get white lint from your pajamas all over her. And I could understand what was going on. I don't know how old I was, but I thought, that felt bad. That felt hurtful. But my mom couldn't come in the room. And I would cry enough that they finally told her to please don't come back. Because my crying was not helping my breathing. So they were trying to clear things up, and the more I cried, the more I, got all filled with goob and and everything, and it wasn't helping at all. So they just told her, don't come back. So now my mom just disappeared. And this was just the way of it. So if our brain's operating systems and our internal narrator and self-talk are linked so strongly with these early childhood experiences, we have a lot of trauma, of legacy trauma to heal from well-intending parents and institutions. I also saw that 70% of the people in the U.S. identify with an insecure attachment experience with a primary caregiver. 70%. We've all heard some of these earlier studies about how many thoughts we have in a day. They usually say 10,000 to 60,000. But it's interesting that I now see that more recent studies are not just focusing on singular thoughts, but they're focusing on specific thought themes. And these thought themes, thought chains, some people call them thought worms, cascade into a playlist that develops into an unending loop. How many have experienced that? Yes. And those they've counted at 6,200 a day. These themes of thoughts that keep reinforcing our lack of self-worth and lack of belonging. But no matter our past experience, it does not matter how long it's been or how much disappointment and detachment you felt. It is never too late to heal these wounds. And we only need one person that we can form a secure attachment with for that unconditional support and comfort and compassion. And guess who that one person is? Ourselves. That one person is ourselves. If we are the safest person for us to go to, turn to, then what self do you want to rely on? A small ego self or a whole self that is unified with love, with all it is, which is what we remind ourselves of here every Sunday. So I just want to ask you to do a quick little reflection with me, and close your eyes if you would. And I just want you to identify yourself as you're in your wholeness with your higher self, the all that is, the divine love, God, whatever it means to you in your heart. Feel that feeling of connection and listen to what our higher self wants us to know about our self-worth. Is there even any question when we're in this space of remembering and connecting with this amazing love that is permeating this world, our lives, our collective consciousness? There is no question of our worth. We are loved unconditionally, and we can't do anything to mess that up. So I'd like you to come back now. And let's just consider something. If we are energy, and that's what we talk about here at the fellowship, everything that we are, our human suits, our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, all energy. If we're remembering that every aspect of us is energy, and we are harboring a belief that we're not worthy or we don't belong, then that's what we're emitting. That's the energy that we're sending out. And even if our intention is to bring love into this world, which I know all of us strive to do, it's being filtered through our unworthiness. It's just something to consider. And if we believe as within, so without, then our unworthiness energy is manifesting in our experience. So what to do? As Bill reminded us, we remind ourselves over and over and over again about who we truly are. Our first two guiding principles of the fellowship: there is only love. There is only one presence of love, and we are one with it. We are connected. And when we catch ourselves out of alignment with that, we bring ourselves back. And we accept ourselves fully. Our uniqueness. There's nothing about us that isn't beautiful. And we forgive ourselves. I think we often feel unworthy and less than because we're angry with ourselves for mistakes, for missing the mark. And who hasn't made a mistake? Who hasn't made a mistake? Multiple mistakes. We don't come to the earth to experience earth as humans, having spirits having a human experience, to be perfect. We come to explore and experiment and learn and grow and expand. And all of those missing the mark, mistake experiences help us to do that. I saw this wonderful analogy. We hammer the stone until we find the jewel within. We find the blessing or the gift. In fellowship terms, that's call it good. Find the blessing. And we connect with supportive people. And Bill made a beautiful reminder to us that we're here together, supporting each other. And ourself, how we feel about ourselves is the foundation. If we don't believe that we're worthy or we belong, if there's a deep-seated belief about that, then it doesn't matter how much other people tell you that you are, you just can't hear it. But others can help us, our friends and fellow spiritual journey, those of us who are on this path. We can help each other by just, reminding us. And eventually, we'll hear something, read something, come to a knowing with spirit, listening to spirit, and finally believe that we are loved and so worthy, and that we belong no matter what. It takes courage to free ourselves from the conditions that we place on our worthiness. Knowing the true depth of our worth inspires our life, informs our lives. An unconditional, magnanimous love for ourselves, which includes not just love, but forgiveness and kindness, compassion, and generosity of spirit. Here's my last page. I'm going to leave you with a quote from Brene Brown, and a little something that I'll add on to it. She says, our worth and our belonging are not negotiated with other people. We carry them in our hearts. I'm going to read that again. Our worth and our belonging are not negotiated with other people. We carry them in our hearts. And I will add that if we believe we can choose love, we believe we can choose love. How many believe we can choose love? Then we can choose to love ourselves. We can choose that love. It's really just awakening to, remembering our self-worth. It doesn't go anywhere. It's exactly like remembering and awakening to our true self, our true nature. It's always there in our hearts for us to find ourselves to awaken to. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary. What a beautiful, beautiful message. And now we have time for thoughts or prayers.
Do we?
Yeah, let's do that.
Page 35. I've already put it up. It is. Page 35. Our thoughts are prayers. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Thanks, Corey. And we are taught in A Course in Miracles that giving and receiving are one in truth. And every one of us benefits as a community based on your generosity. And we thank you so much for your donations, for your time, and so much. There is so much that goes into the working of the fellowship, and so many of you give so much, and we're just so grateful. And as the basket comes around, please hold your gift for tithe and consciousness as we sing together, I am grateful.
Grateful, I'm grateful. Grateful, I am grateful. Grateful, I am grateful. Grateful, I am grateful. Grateful, I am grateful.
tithes and offerings. It's on right on our sheet here. And we can read that together. The light of divine love shines eternally, blessing and multiplying our tithes and offerings. I joyously give, knowing I always have enough to share and to spare. And if we could just take another moment just to go back inwards, maybe just closing your eyes or gaze downward as we send special blessings and prayers to everyone in the prayer basket and all those in our hearts. And we pray that all truly feel these loving thoughts and prayers that we're extending out. This healing embrace and comfort that we send, and we know that they will feel. Help all to know that they are perfect, whole, beloved children of the divine, and that they are never alone and always guided and tended to with loving care. And so may it be. And now, we have our next dangling participle song.
Yes, that's fine.
Yes, okay.
Thank you for the wonderful message, Mary. And we're going to do a song that was recorded by Diana Ross. And it's like letting that true self, I'm coming out.
I'm spreading love
want the world to know. I've got to let it show. I'm coming now.
I want the world to know. Got to let it show. I'm coming now. I want the world to know. Got to let it show.
I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I've got to let it show. I'm coming out.
I want the world to know. Got to let it show.
I'm coming out. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I've got to let it show. I'm coming out.
It's awesome. Thank you. It's so perfect with Mary's wonderful message. This wonderful self-worth. Oh, how fun. Gosh. Just a few announcements. We have healing movements on Monday at 4, and that's right here at our Red Cedar building and the new chair yoga class. So if you haven't come, we'd love to see you. And that's Thursday at 4. That's also here at the building. And watch for Reverend Barb Kinsey's Healing, Healthy Living videos, right? And they come out every Tuesday in the e-announcement. There is a potluck next Sunday, and they are known to be famous potlucks. So there will be fabulous. And then the Woldemar Nature Walk with Reverend. And oh, actually, I'm doing that one. Someone's going on vacation. And I think, Jean, you're going to help, right, with the walk? We're going to do the walk next Sunday. And that's at 12:30 at Woldemar. So,
First Sunday.
wait.
First
No,
Sunday.
that's, July 7th. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's not next Sunday. We got a couple weeks for that. And yeah, we had the celebration was canceled, and our solstice celebration, and we'll get back with a new date on that. Okay, and I think that should do it. So thank you so much for such a wonderful service. Thank you for joining us here in person and virtually, and thank you so much, the dangling participles. Corey Williams, and then Reverend Mary Sabaj. And we're going to join for a peace circle. So the words are on the back of your card for the song. So if you could join us, and we'll just gather around and hold hands.
You could just put it back there and just wait when I go.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. When peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this
joy.